summer episode.
I'm excited. It's
The
very
weather's
exciting.
too hot outside,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
boiling.
fitting.
Yesterday was just beyond too ridiculous.
Yeah, the last 2 days have been. I was sat on the bus, and obviously you got to wear face masks on the bus now, and it was mental. Like I couldn't breathe. I just felt sick.
It's been like that when I've been on the train over the last few days.
Yeah, why are you getting trains? Unnecessary journeys. You're breaking lockdown rules, mate.
Yeah.
I think you can travel now, can't you? Lockdown's
Yeah, I
coming
think
to
you're
a
allowed
slow
to.
end.
Boris is just pretending that nothing's wrong.
And this is our last remote recording show as well, if we don't... Well, providing we don't have a second wave, which we inevitably will,
Yeah.
but for the moment it's our last remote show,
Yeah.
so...
Did you see
The
Bournemouth
quality.
Beach like a couple of days
Three
ago?
people got stabbed. It was yesterday.
Yeah, it was mental.
It was an absolute crisis of a day. They declared a state of emergency because they didn't have enough police to keep up with all the nutters that were just... I don't know why you wouldn't arrive and go, oh, it's too busy there, and everyone just carried on trying to find spaces, and then no one had water and the services got over.
Well, people drove from all around the country to go, didn't they? It's a bit mental. Bit silly, really.
If you're going to drive that far, why drive to Bournemouth?
Yeah,
Like,
it's shit
surely
there.
there's somewhere else you can drive.
like-
It's a nicer beach.
Even just like Brighton or something where it's a better beach.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, nearer to Bournemouth, they got like West Witterings and stuff. They could have just gone there, but everyone flocks
I
to
bet West
Pointy
Witterings was
Headland.
packed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You have to book spaces there.
Oh dear.
You'd you phone the council up and book them. It's not really that interesting. I don't know why it's divulged into this, but
Interesting. This is life in
fan-
lockdown, mate.
fan mail, Chris's recommendations. I assume we've got a top 10 list at some point.
Yeah, that'll be up next.
That'll be up next. So we've got a top 10 list. I think just all around chit chat as well.
Indeed. Ah.
There we go. That was Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
DJ Jizzy Jeff, as I like to call him. Cameron's lost it. I don't know why. What's so funny?
You did like
Because
just like
you're-
scream before the end of the song.
Yeah, get everyone in the mood.
I think it's good.
Fucking hell. It wasn't that funny.
It's gone, hang on.
His head's gone. Anyway, just list time, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it is Liz. So, because it's the summertime, normally when there's not a huge pandemic going on, we'd be going to festivals and stuff. So I thought I'd come up with 10 festivals that don't actually exist, but that I think we could create.
Interesting. We are creative when it comes to music and alcohol. A lot of our
Yeah, we
ideas
are.
involve that, so
That's what our show involves as well.
exactly.
Start us off.
Number 10 is the Cheese Festival, a 2-day outside experience where everyone eats different types of cheese, hosted by their mascot, Cheddar Man.
Cheese festivals do exist. Like, they're quite popular as well.
But they
Yeah,
don't
this
have
is-
Cheddar Man as the mascot.
This one's the Cheese Festival. It's the ultimate.
The
one.
ultimate, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'd be able to sell that one, to be honest with you.
Not in the summer as well. Imagine how fucking
Yeah.
stinky it'd be.
The fucking breeze just melted all over the place.
Yeah. Alright, number 9.
Number 9 is the Office Festival. Every stall is based off the US version of The Office, including Moses' high-quality beats. During the day, multiple bands play the theme song on loop until a big finale performance from Andy Bernard himself.
That would be quite good, to be fair. I think that would catch on as well.
I think, yeah, you'd probably sell loads, especially if you could get some of the cast to go.
Yeah. Everyone seems to love the
You-
American Office, just like worldwide, so I imagine we'd make a killing
could-
there.
Yeah.
Could finally confront John Krasinski because Kai reckons he's a CIA plant.
He is a CIA plant. This is proven. Just Google John Krasinski, CIA, and you'll see what I mean.
So, number 8.
7.
It's number
Oh.
8.
You always skip
Number-
number 8 for some reason, Callum. I don't know what.
It just has a thing against the 8.
Yeah. Mental block.
Number 8 is the Rough Britain Festival, hosted by Danny Dyer. The toughest pubs in the UK, including the Mother Shipton, all have their own stalls. Britain's favourite criminals, including Charlie Bronson, make appearances, sign autographs, and even bottle anyone for a small fee.
Yeah, that would definitely catch on with the EDL lot. They love
Chris
that.
hosting definitely getting put on some extremism foreign if anyone's listening to this.
Yeah. I don't think we'd be able to actually attend the festival because we definitely get like beaten up. But if we organise it and take their money and give it to, I don't know, a charity against EDL, we're doing God's work, basically.
We're doing. There we go. Now on to number 7.
Number 7 is the Absinthe Festival, a festival where a number of alcohol distillers bring their top quality absinthe and people can taste test them. As well as this, there's a competition where whoever brews the best and highest percentage absinthe wins.
Imagine the absolute fucking state of Kai after one stall.
Oh, mate, yeah. It wouldn't be pretty. Although I don't think the clean-up on that festival would be very pretty. There would be a lot of vomit, I imagine.
I don't think... I can't remember the last time we drank absinthe. I don't think any of us have ever done it on a night out.
Am I allowed to tell the story,
yeah.
the famous story about you drinking absinthe, Callum? Are you happy for me
Yeah,
to
I
say
can't
that?
remember, so...
Okay, well,
Go for it.
it's potentially quite embarrassing, but we were at Astoria, the world's worst
I
nightclub
do
in
remember.
Portsmouth, and they were doing absinthe shots called, was it Balkan?
It was Balkan. It was 89% proof vodka.
And Callum decided he wanted a shot of it, so he went up to the bar and ordered one, and he did a shot, and he couldn't get it down properly, so he had to punch his chest to get it down, and then once it was down, he pissed himself a little bit of piss came out. So,
I couldn't feel my body for the rest of the night. It was like having an out-of-body experience after drinking that.
Yeah.
I think we were on the dance floor, and I decided to try and rather unquietly yell that a bit of piss had come out because I couldn't feel my body anymore. That was the first and last time we ever drank that. Well, I ever drank that as well.
I've never drank absinthe. Like, the smell of it makes me feel sick. I don't think I could actually drink it.
When my alcohol tolerance was a lot better.
Yeah. I feel like we've all got worse, and that's saying something for me especially.
I think you've got better.
I think I know how to pace myself now.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I've not seen you die from drinking in months.
Yeah, it's been a good run.
I'm sure after lockdown it will change.
Yeah, maybe. Although, with a 90-minute time limit in a pub, I can't imagine I'll be getting that much in.
Who knows? So number 6 is the Captain Beefheart Festival. Here, attendants will be encouraged to wear fish masks on their head. Many bands inspired by Captain Beefheart play throughout the day, and it culminates in a special performance of Trout Mask Replica in full featuring special guests.
I would not be attending that festival. I just want to put that out there now.
You'd be missing out.
I don't know if I would though.
Groundland live.
Just everything just out of time. And a festival of it as well.
Someone wailing down a microphone for 2 hours.
Oh, we should get Yoko Ono along. The queen of wailing.
You love
herself.
Yoko Ono.
I actually don't think she's
doesn't?
that bad of a person.
No, just a musician. She's bad.
Yeah,
She's a terrible musician.
but she didn't break up the Beatles. She gets unfairly criticised for that. And I share a personal connection with her because I saw her when I was in New York. So, yeah.
Did she see you?
No, because she had like bodyguards surrounding her as she wailed in the middle of a park. Took a picture. Well, no, I didn't take a picture because I thought it might look a bit dodgy, but I zoomed in on my camera.
And you are listening to Cold to the Touch, the #1 podcast for dead people.
Indeed.
Yeah, we are.
That's such a weird... I don't know how we got that, like, saying.
Which came from the mind of drunk Chris, didn't it, one day? And it just came on our...
Yeah, when we
That's
started
how
up, I was
most
like,
ideas seem to come around.
yeah, I thought we needed something on the podcast, like a little subtitle underneath our logo, so I just came up with that.
Pretty good. I enjoy it. I think it's a good selling point.
Yeah.
Like it's raining blood on the logo as well, isn't it? Completely different colour to the rest of the logo to make it stand out.
It's in the logo from the Night of the Living Dead poster.
Wow. What people don't know as well about this is we go around graveyards and put speakers in with the underground with the bodies.
And they can enjoy this for 2 hours every Thursday.
Exactly. Gives them something to do while they're down there.
There we go. All right, Chris, John, carry on talking about your list.
Yeah, so carrying on my top 10 festivals that we should create. Number 5 is the Neil Breen Festival, a 2-day experience where every single one of Neil Breen's films are played, and on the second day his 5-hour documentary, the Neil Breen Retrospective, will be played, and it won't have any breaks, and anyone who needs to go to the toilet will be forcefully ejected from the festival.
That's a great idea. I'm well up for that. Has anyone seen his clips of his 5-hour documentary?
Yeah, it's just him showing off the lighting and sound and stuff in his films.
It's so bad, and it's funny because he talks about the importance of good sound in a film, and then as he's saying that, he's using the on-camera sound. So his sound sounds terrible. It's really tinny and it keeps crackling. It's you literally have no idea.
And he charged $200 for the DVD.
Yeah. And people actually bought it.
I think it's probably just Your Movie Sucks that bought it. No one else did.
Yeah, I think Red Letter Media bought it as well.
He's got a new film coming out.
Yeah, that's through an actual studio. Is that through an actual studio, that one? Because I don't think he got
Neil
independently
Breen Films
financed.
LLC.
Oh, maybe he did then. So I know he's talking about trying to get an actual studio to put up money for him.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Red Letter Media said they would. Space Cop 2.
There's just the only strength of Neil Breen's film is similar to what Tommy Wiseau did with The Room.
Yeah, Neil Breen's better than Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau started acting again.
Of course he did. He needs a paycheck.
Yeah, he did that film a couple of years ago with the other guy from The Room in it.
Yeah, he's just done a film called The Big Shark.
Invented
It's a horror drama film. Big Shark, not Big Shark. It will be a big shark, but it's called Big Shark. Right, it was at number 5. On to number 4.
Yeah. Number 4 is the DreamWorks Festival. This is going to be a week-long experience where the first 3 days are themed around Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda, and then the other days are free-for-all celebrations of all their other movies. There will also be themed cocktails, including Swamp Water, and there will be prizes for the best costumes.
I'm going to say first, I do not like Shrek.
Yeah.
The first one's not a good film.
Me and you both have terrible experiences with the Shrek series.
Yeah. The second one's brought up by the soundtrack, and the third one's alright. The fourth one's just, it shouldn't have existed.
Isn't the third one worldly renowned as the worst one of the whole series? One's awful.
I played the third game earlier for my gaming channel.
Oh, hell yeah. I look forward to that because the first Shrek video
I'm excited, for you to bring your gaming channel back. We've all got projects we're working on at the moment. Exciting.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah, do you want to promote your website thing?
We will do. We'll do it towards the end.
Alright. It's a surprise. Little treat for people.
Little surprise treat.
Number 3 is the Serial Killer Festival. It's a secret underground festival for undiscovered serial killers. They'll get together and discuss their most violent kills, and there will be a prize for the most horrific one. There will also be shrines to some of the all-time greats like Jack the Ripper and the Zodiac Killer. The festival will also end with a 2-day hunt where the first person to kill someone gets to murder whoever's the last person to kill someone.
Jesus Christ.
We'll not be attending that.
No, because again, we'd all die.
Not if you're the first person to kill someone.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could kill someone. I'm a pacifist. I'm not Gandhi.
I think we'll just sit there.
Even though Gandhi did hate a lot of people. But I won't get into that.
We'll save that for the Gandhi special.
100 episodes, Gandhi special. Actually, my local takeaway is called Gandhi.
That'll be what one of the links about, just you talking about that takeaway.
Yeah. The food's not very good, and if you've ever seen inside of it, it doesn't look very clean, but It's cheap.
There we go. So number 2 is the Sexy Time Festival, a huge outdoor event where 100,000 people gather to break the record for the world's largest orgy. Condoms will be handed to all who visit upon entry.
Of course you'd want to make that, you pervert.
Oh no!
To be fair, I
What
think
if
we
people
would make
don't
a
want to
lot
wear
of money.
protection?
Yeah.
Then they run the risk of an STD. Always wear a condom, kids.
Is that your advice? That's the only.
Be safe.
To be fair, I feel like even if you wear a condom, as soon as you walk into that festival, you've already caught like 10 STDs before you've even unclothed yourself.
Isn't that festival
Where
basically
is
what
it
the
gonna be,
gathering
in
of the
like a hall or
juggalos
something?
is? Wrap your stump before you give her a hump. All right.
Will
Words
not
to
be
live by.
attending that festival. And then, is that number 2?
Yeah,
So we're on number 1.
Number 1 is the Cold to the Touch Festival. Throughout the day, people will get to experience the ultimate day for Cold to the Touch fans. There will be a special guest appearances from Ross Kemp, E.T. and many more. The day will end with a live episode around the theme of festivals, and it will also be sponsored by Skooma.
I'm buzzing for that. That's going to be
I like
sick.
it. What do they do if they spend a day like us? They just sit around a table playing crap Xbox games, drinking, getting slaughtered,
Yeah,
and then we just drunkenly go on stage and waffle for 2 hours.
exactly.
Sounds pretty great.
That's how it's done.
So, I reckon once we build this following up, we can hold our own festival, like TanaCon.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing all the slids burning alive in the heat.
Yeah,
Because we've not
I
planned the
forgot that they
festival
were
properly.
called sleds.
I don't think
I'm
we've actually
excited. I
talked
reckon
about
we-
how our fans are called the Slids on the podcast yet.
Have we
No,
not?
well, I forgot they were called sleds, to be honest. No.
Well, anyone listening, you are a slid. Enjoy it.
Sounds like an insult.
No, it's not. It's a
Yeah, it doesn't sound good, does it?
Well,
it's a
it's-
badge of honour. Wear it with pride.
yeah, exactly. Embrace it. Shout out Lou Reed. Just love that man.
He's also a dead person, so he's kind of like part of our audience now.
Exactly. One day
He's our
we'll
target
track him
audience.
down and we'll put a speaker in his grave.
Do you reckon you could get arrested for that?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That was a silly
You
question.
can't dig up graves or change graves.
Can we go and put speakers on top of the graves, though? Or do you reckon we'll get in trouble for that?
No, you could probably put it on top.
I feel like it's one of those things where his
Maybe.
grave's probably like got like a gate around it and stuff.
Yeah, although Jim Morrison's doesn't
So-
in Paris. That's another bloke we can hit up with a speaker.
Any PR is good PR, I guess, if we get the news for putting speakers on top of graves and playing a podcast.
Yeah, even if we're in prison.
Yeah. I don't reckon you could go to jail
No,
for
I
it. It's
think
only
you'd
like
probably get, like-
putting flowers on it, isn't it?
You'd probably get like community service or something. But yeah, that's. I think we should make that our mission, just to invade dead people with our radio show.
I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. We got a sponsor this week, Chris.
Yeah, we do. This one was a little bit different. Normally we get them emailed in, but this time I had someone from the FBI knock on my door and hand me a CD with the sponsor on. So
Okay.
I'm not really sure why. So I guess we'll listen and experience it together.
All right.
Today's show is sponsored by the future invasion of I, Emperor Zorg, Crusher of Worlds and ruler of the Galactic Alliance. I had planned to invade your planet now, but it seems like you're all in the middle of a plague at the moment, so I'd rather wait till that's all cleared up so we don't catch it, just like when we tried to invade during the bubonic plague. You will all bow down to me and become my slaves, and those who do not comply will see their bitter end. Keep up the good work, Cold to the Touch. Your shows have been helping me get through my recent divorce.
There we go. So we're sponsored by Emperor Zorg today.
Nice. Shout out Emperor Zorg. Cheers for sponsoring our show.
We are raking in the sponsors at the moment.
We literally are. New one every week. Like, businesses just
Cash,
can't
cash,
get enough
money.
of us.
And I guess we've kind of got the FBI on our side now since they came and gave me that sponsor.
Hell yeah. Shout out the FBI. Female body inspectors. My dudes. I hate those shirts. Is any? Please tell me if people have seen them. Yeah. I was
There's
at
like the
work.
female booby inspectors one.
Yeah. I was at work, and I don't like slagging off people's looks, but he wasn't a looker, and he was probably about 20 stone, and he was squeezed into a shirt that said "female body inspector," and literally, I was just like, "No, you're not. You're not, are you?" Like,
did he also work with you? Because it seems like the sort of things your staff would wear.
No, he didn't, unfortunately. Although that would have been interesting.
We went on a school trip in like year 10 to Belgium, and someone wore one of those shirts just when we went to the pub because we were allowed to have a drink.
Was he on the
There was also
pub?
another... I don't know. There was another person who had a shirt. There's another guy who had a shirt that literally just had a naked woman on it.
Oh, wow. That's
And he
normal.
went up to one of the teachers, like gave them his work, and this teacher just stared. It was like, I'm not sure you should be wearing that.
I remember
Brilliant.
we went on a ski trip to Switzerland, and literally all our teachers got absolutely shit-faced, like
yeah,
almost
our
every
teachers
night.
got drunk as well.
Yeah. It was pretty entertaining. Like, as soon as they got to the point where they were like incoherent, they were like, "Right, everyone leave, go to your beds, go sleep." And they just sit in the like little restaurant bar bit and just drink all night.
We were only allowed to have 2
I
pints
don't think I
a
could do
night.
it if I was a teacher.
Yeah, we
so
were
you
only
weren't
allowed to have 2
drink.
pints a night, but like the last night, the teachers were just like, "Nah, just have whatever you want." And a lot of teachers were like going up to students buying drinks and was like wrapping their arm around them, saying, "You know what? I'll get you a drink, man. Don't worry."
That's incredible.
Jesus. I just imagine if we were teachers and we got drunk, because I feel the filters would just go and we'd get sacked immediately upon arriving home.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to be a teacher because you'd fail your CRB check.
What? Just unnecessary. I wouldn't actually have passed DBS
Yeah, of
checks
course you have.
before.
This is our summer extravaganza episode.
Hell yeah. We're at the peak
Hell.
of summer in England at the moment, so...
I mean, summer's a year-round thing now, isn't it? Because of global warming. It doesn't really get that cold anymore.
Oh, Callum getting political. Shout out Callum.
But
Yeah, no, it is though. Global warming's fucked. I'm not having kids because of global warming.
well, we do recommendations each week, don't we? I'm not going to go through and list them all because there's been like 6 now.
Yeah.
It's just too much. So, Chris, do you want to tell us what your recommendation was this week?
Yeah, so because we're doing the theme of summer this week, I decided to go for Spike Lee's 1989 film Do the Right Thing. I basically picked it because not only is it very topical at the moment, it's set in the middle of summer on the hottest day of the year in Brooklyn. So for those who don't know, it's a film kind of about a bunch of different characters living in Brooklyn, and it's definitely about race. One of the big stories is about a pizzeria where the owner is an Italian guy who refused to put black people up on his wall of fame, and that becomes like a racist icon, and a lot of stuff happens. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's not watched it, but yeah, that's the basic story, I guess. So
Yeah,
what
it's
did you
definitely one of
guys
those
think?
films you don't want to spoil because the ending's
No.
just so
Depressing.
powerful. Yeah, I love it. I've seen it multiple times now. It's one of my favourite films of all time. It's sad that it's still so relevant in
Yeah.
2020 as it was back then, but that's Spike Lee for you. It's just everything he makes seems to stay relevant, weirdly. Apart from his Old Boy remake, but
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I always forget that he does the Old Boy remake. For some
Yeah.
reason, I thought Josh Brolin directed it as well as acted in it.
no.
And I think I've just cemented that in my brain to block out.
Yeah, but yeah, Spike Lee's, I'd say he's a great director. A lot of people don't think he is, but I think it's hard to top Do the Right Thing because it's such an incredible film.
Yeah, I've only seen this, The Five Bloods and Black Klansman so far, and this is by far the best one.
Yeah, I like Black Klansman a lot, but yeah, Do the Right Thing is just incredible. Like, it's untouchable. The performances, it's like it's so stylish as well. It's like a unique style. It's not ripping off anyone or just style for style's sake. It feels like a unique voice.
Martin Lawrence's film debut as well.
Yeah, it's quite a
And
lot
he
of
went on to do great things such as Bad Boys. and Big
There's quite
Mama's
a lot
House.
of big name actors in that film that weren't big names at the time. Like Samuel L. Jackson is in it quite a lot as the radio host. I forget what his name is. Dr. Love Daddy or something.
Yeah, that's it. And there's
Yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito plays the bad guy in Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
I loved it. I think it's the first time I'd ever watched it. I watched it yesterday. But I didn't go in knowing anything about it. I didn't even know Spike Lee did it until we started watching it. I know Chris spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. But, no, I really enjoyed it.
I feel like it really captures like heat as well. Like you can tell it's the hottest day of the summer, and I don't know how it does it, but I like, even if I watched it in like mid-December, I'd still be sweating watching it because it just captures heat.
One of the things that does it is the colouring, because like every single shot is incredibly like orange and red, so it just looks really hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a lot of moments where you see heat waves on the screen and stuff as well.
Yeah. What does everyone think of Spike Lee's performance in the film? Because I don't think he's a great actor, but I really like him in this film.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good in that.
Yeah.
I really liked it. And the score as well.
Yeah, the score is really good.
I liked the use of Fight the Power like 20 times in the film.
Yeah. That opening sequence with, I've forgotten her name, but Mookie's girlfriend dancing to Fight really the Power. Good. Yeah. Just sucks you in straight away.
Oh, I didn't mean to yawn then. No. The film score was recorded in 4 days as well.
Oh, yeah? It's done a good job for 4 days work.
I did research for once, but I just keep looking down at my notes and I've just got 4 days score written, so I'm guessing I meant that it was recorded in 4 days.
Yeah.
I need to stop being so vague.
4 days worth of score.
Yeah. It was the opposite.
I did it. It's also it's in the top 100 films as well.
On like a AFI list or something.
In the National Film Registry.
Oh yeah. What did
because it's like 86 or something like that.
Yeah, this film lost out to, I think it was Driving Miss Daisy, which was another film that dealt with race for the Best Picture Oscar.
Nowhere near as good as that though.
No, and who talks about Driving Miss Daisy nowadays? You know what I mean?
No one.
No,
but I think
I've only even heard of that film because of the scene in Be Kind, Rewind where they remake it.
Oh yeah, I think this film was probably too aggressive and in people's faces back in 1989. Like, I don't know if anyone's read Roger Ebert's review on it, but he said that the premiere that he came out of at Cannes was very like split. Like a lot of people hated like Mookie and Bugging Out and Radio Raheem and stuff like that, and then the other half like loved them but hated Sal and Sal's sons. And I think people still have those arguments today about whether Mookie did do the right thing. But yeah, it's a shame that things haven't really changed from what Roger Ebert was saying back in the day.
Something I did like about it is there's a lot of very obvious themes and subtexts and stuff, but it does it in a way that it's very unsubtle. Like a lot of people can go in and completely understand what the film is, but it like does it in a way where it doesn't need to be subtle. Like he executes it so well that if he was more subtle about it, I think it would have ruined the power of the film.
Yeah. Because I think if you're going to make a film like that, you have to be upfront about it. I don't think you can sort of hint at things like that. You've just got to say what you're saying. And I think that's probably what pissed a lot of people off back in the day. But I don't know. It's so relevant, like still. It just...
Yeah, you could have released it now and you'd have been...
Yeah. Especially given what's been going on for the last few weeks with obviously George Floyd and stuff like that. Yeah. But it just makes me really sad to watch it and nothing's changed.
No.
People are just getting killed daily, you know, for no reason.
Deep. There we go, Chris.
Yeah.
In America at the moment, it's free to rent on every single service.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely a film that needs to be seen because it deals with racial relations in such a unique and like upfront way that I think it has the power to change people's minds.
Yeah. I was sad to see that it's not on Netflix or anything. I think the only streaming service that has it in the UK is Now TV.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
that's why
Which is how I saw it.
not to like derail anything, but I just did want to say like things seem to be going back to normal. Like no one's talking about what's happening in America at the moment, or just around the world with institutionalized racism. And personally, I just wanted to say that like you can't just ignore it. You have to keep going with it. And there's charities. There's the Black Lives Matter website. So go on there, have a read of a few things, donate places, sign petitions. Just keep going with it.
Yeah, films like these are important to educate people on these matters.
Yeah, definitely.
I think on that aspect, Black Klansman's probably another one to watch as well. That's the same.
Yeah,
same
Black
thing.
Klansman's
Sorry
a really
to
good
bother
film.
you as well.
I haven't
I
seen
watched that a couple of days ago.
It's a very strange film.
They're a little bit more subtle about it, but there's definitely sort of commentary there to be had.
The show Atlanta as well. If anyone's seen that, that's
I've
really
seen
good.
the first series of it, but not the rest.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
And the film Blind Spotting as well is pretty good about it.
Haven't seen that. It's on Netflix at the moment, so I've been meaning to watch
that's
it.
how I saw it. It's pretty good.
But yeah,
They got even things like Candyman, Get Out. They've all got.
If you were looking for like a more genre sort of thing to watch. But yeah, I love Do the Right Thing.
Plenty to check out. I give it. Well, who's rating it first? I'll go first. So I give it 4.5 culture touches out of 5.
I'll give it a perfect 5.
Yeah, I do the same. I watched it last week for the first time on Now TV, and by the time the film had ended, I spent £30 on the Criterion Blu-ray because I just fell in love with it.
Yeah,
so I watched it again yesterday, and it was still just as good as it was first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, give it a perfect 5 culture touches out of 5.
Nice.
There we go.
I think that's probably the highest ratings we've given, isn't it, for a film?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. We try our best, but you've got Letterboxd reviews, so you gather them up, don't you, from popular?
Yeah, so I go through Letterboxd, and that is the film review app, and I try and find the ones that I find either the dumbest or the funniest.
There we go. What did we find this week?
So the first one is from someone called Lance. They gave it half a star and put Great Rosie Perez dancing.
Of course, someone called Lance gave this film a half star. That could literally be Donald Trump's son with a name like that. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Next is Owen Davis 237, who gave it 1.5 stars. They said, "Yes, let's do the right thing and destroy this man's life because he wouldn't put a picture up on the wall of his restaurant."
Oh, shut up.
Oh my god.
If you truly believe that, you've missed the point of the film.
Yeah.
Knobhead. What was his name? Owen Davies.
Owen Davis 237.
Fuck you, man.
Kai's going to track him down and throttle him in his sleep now.
I literally will. I played a lot of The Last of Us 2. Like I said to you earlier, Chris, I will stealth kill that man.
Next is from Connor Hannafy, who also gave it 1.5 star and said, "Do the right thing and don't watch this fucking movie."
What is wrong with these people? Let me guess, they're all white as well.
Probably. I can't see a picture of him.
Knobs.
This next one is from Cool Handsome Guy, who gave it 2 stars and said, "Spike Lee got a weak chin. Look it up. Believe me."
I doubt that guy
Has he
is
got a
either
weak
cool
chin?
or handsome. Well, that's
Nah, he's got a bit of a chin.
Yeah, but it's not a great chin, is it?
No.
That's got nothing to do with the film. It's just a personal insult.
Yeah. Next is from Ultron6, gave it 2.5 stars and put, "I want some pizza."
Right, well, that's not funny because that's taking the mick out of the bloke with the stammer in the film. That's just out of order. Smiley, that's his name. Shout out Smiley.
So, and the last one I've got is from someone whose name is literally just a exclamation mark in a yellow triangle. They gave it 2.5 stars and put, "If not for anything else, Radio Raheem deserved to die for his music taste alone."
What?
Jesus.
So this guy is a huge hater of Public Enemy, apparently.
Public Enemy are great. I can't believe the insensitivity on show there. That's annoying.
I've got one that's especially for Kai, so I don't know if it's doxing her if you say her username, even though it's public knowledge.
Don't do it to me, Alison the vegan.
So Alison the vegan didn't write a review, but she just gave it 2 stars. I thought I'd be a fan of that.
Has anyone
no
seen?
Explanation.
This is this is an inside joke, but has anyone seen her like short film she's made that she links on her letterbox?
No.
Please watch them because she gives so many directors so much shit for making bad films. And
Should
not
that
being
be
funny.
your recommendation for next week?
Fuck no. If you want to, yeah, because we can take the piss out of her for all their
Well,
bad
if we're
takes.
going to record the next episode in person, we could always watch it beforehand and have a link about
true.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, they're awful. They're so bad, but yeah.
She's got a comedy channel. Right, we need to stop doxing people.
She's like one of the most followed people on Letterboxd. It's not really doxing her.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair point. Fuck
I
her.
don't even know if
She's
Alison's
shit.
her real name, so.
No, it is. I've got her full name.
Okay, well, don't give that out.
Callum has her full name, address, and phone number.
Yeah.
Just God forbid she just rates something ridiculous down again. She gave Batman Forever 0 stars. That deserves to be doxed for. What a good film.
Batman. What?
Batman Forever. What? The one with Tommy Lee
That's
Jones
George
and
Clooney.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Is it,
Michael
is that
Keaton's
the-
not in Batman Forever.
Are you thinking of Batman Returns, the one with the
Yeah.
penguin?
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
I was going to say, if you're defending Batman Forever, I think I'll have to cut this friendship off.
Val Kilmer plays Batman in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Although Joel Schumacher did die a couple of days ago, so R.I.P.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, rest in peace. He did make some good films, to be fair.
Yeah. The Lost
Batman and
Boys.
Robin.
Yeah.
I think The Lost Boys is the only one I've watched by him that I liked, but
Batman and Robin.
What's the film? Robin Williams plays like a paedophile in it. I think it's like 8mm or something. 6
Oh, 1 hour photo.
1 hour photo.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't
That's
know.
not
maybe it's
him.
not that film. It might not be by him, actually.
No, that's who did 1 hour photo? That film freaks me out because he develops the family's photos and he like watches them.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he did
He
make
just-
a film with like a child predator in it, and I can't remember what it's called.
1 hour photo was Mark Romanek. He's directed a couple of Weezer concerts, Lock and Key,
Oh.
and Beyonce's Lemonade.
Speaking of Weezer, album discussion.
Yeah.
That is professional as it comes, mate.
So this week, because I went through the theme of summer, I recommended Weezer's album, The White Album, because basically the entire album is about the summer. Rivers Cuomo wrote the entire thing about literally hanging out at the beach in LA. It came out at a very weird point in their career because during the 2000s, they just basically took a huge downward dip in quality. And then they released Everything Will Be Alright in the End in the early 2010s, which was like a huge return to form. And then they did this album, which like was the first album that people like paid attention with, like Weezer are finally back. And ever since they've just made garbage, so it was kind of like 2 one-offs it seemed.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely an album all about the hanging out at the beach, just having fun with your friends. It kind of has this structure where it almost tells a story about this nervous kid who hangs around at the beach, then meets a girl, falls in love, and then gets dumped at the end. Has a very up and down sort of feeling to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, the end of the album's like actually quite depressing compared to the start of the album.
Yeah. I have a lot of nostalgia for this album because it came out the year where we finished college and I just went to uni. It came out in like the summer before that. So I remember just listening to it and getting drunk with my friends and just having a good time listening to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you guys think of it?
This is the first Weezer album I think I've listened to all the way through because I've never... It's not that I'm not a huge fan of him, I've just never been that interested enough to listen to him. Which sounds worse than it is. It's just, like, I never thought it'd be my cup of tea, but I really enjoyed it. There was more tracks that stood out more than others, but it wasn't very long either, so you can definitely re-listen to it. Was it like 30 minutes long?
Yeah, something like that's 10 tracks over like half an hour.
Yeah, so you can bash it, and I definitely go back to listening to it. I don't think I'd listen to any of their other stuff purely from what Chris has just said, to be honest.
Should listen to the Blue album. That's a good album.
I enjoy it. It's definitely a summer album, and it's good as well because I don't particularly have a lot of summer music on my Spotify. It's all winter and doom and gloom most of the time. So to have something a bit more upbeat is nice. Interesting. And there's one, I'm trying to think of the track that I listened to the most because I was listening to it in the shower. I think is it Thank God for Girls or Thank God It's Girls?
Yeah,
That's
Thank
probably
God
my
for Girls.
favourite track as well.
I really
Yeah,
didn't like
that
that
was-
the first
I
time I
listened to that
heard
show
it,
this
but
morning.
it took a few listens and I eventually got into it.
Yeah, I really like that song.
That stopped me because I put it on shuffle. I think it was the second song that came on. I just stopped listening to the album, listened to that song a couple of times, and then had to go back to it
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah, there's a couple, like, for the most part, it's basically just like power pop sort of stuff that's clearly inspired by their early albums as well as like the Beach Boys. Then you got songs like Thank God for Girls and also Jacked Up later on in the album,
Jacked
which
Up's
is
great.
like very clearly inspired by modern pop music and hip hop and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like Jacked Up and I liked Summer Lane and Drunk Dory. Is that the track?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a
I
good
really
song.
like those three. I think they're probably my three favourite tracks on the album, to be fair.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I like the more depressing part of the album than the happier part at the start. But yeah, I really like the album.
Yeah,
I'm
I
quite
think
nostalgic for it as well.
the only song I don't like on the album is probably Do You Want to Get High? Because it feels very out of place on the album. It feels kind of more like a B-side to their album Pinkerton than anything. It's just a bit too dark for the very light-hearted feel for the rest
I
of
do
the
think
album.
it's quite out of place, but I like it. When I heard it as a single, I enjoyed it, but on the album, it feels
Yeah.
a bit out of place. Like it comes at a
As
weird
a single,
point.
it's not that bad, but on the album, it just doesn't really fit.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But yeah,
they
I'm quite
did a version
nostalgic
of
for this
Jacked
album
Up
as well.
with Pussy Riot.
Oh, really?
I think it's like, yeah, Nadia from Pussy Riot was in it. That's what I was just looking for then because I was like, I'm sure Jacked Up had a really weird bit in it, but it is, yeah. Fits of Fits and the Tantrums and Nadia of Pussy Riot was in it.
He's got robot voice again.
Have I come back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're back.
Yeah, but there we go. So there's a thing. I don't know
Yeah.
why they put both versions on there, but yeah, I know I enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah, it's not my favourite Weezer album, but probably at least in my top 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's in my top three for sure. It's not hard
Easily
to pick
the-
a top three with them.
Yeah. Easily the best album they've made since the 90s, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree. Although I do like the Teal album as much as everyone shits on that.
It's just not a good album, though.
It is.
There we go. Shit on it immediately.
It's just the No Scrubs cover that's good.
No, and they've got Take On Me on there.
I think this is a discussion for another day.
Yeah, probably.
The deal discussion. All right, Chris, you want to start the ratings off?
Yeah, so I'd give it 4 Cold to the Touches out of 5.
Who's go? I'll go next. I'll give it 3.5 Cold to the Touches out of 5.
Yeah, I think I'll probably go 3.5 Cold to the Touch out of 5 as well. It's just a fun, upbeat summer album. And I had fun.
There we go.
Lots and lots of fun.
And that's what we like to hear.
Very summery. Ideal weather for it as well because it's overcast
to be fair,
today.
the last
So
2
everyone's
days
in the
have
summer
been
spirit.
scorching. They've been like 30 degrees.
It's still very hot, to be fair.
Yeah, it's warm.
Yeah, it was-
It's just
Physically impossible
Yeah,
to
it
record
was-
yesterday.
I felt like I was going to melt after I walked home from the bus stop.
But yeah, all right. So every week we get fan mail, and we had a couple last week, and then we've received some more. So Kai duty is our producers to sift
Indeed.
through.
And we didn't have a lot of options this week because a lot of them were just trolling us, really. But this was
Letting the
probably
side down.
this was probably the funniest troll. So he said, "Hello, I hope I find you all well. Something I've noticed about summer is that all the worst things happen during it. For example, the Manson murders, 9/11, and this radio show. I'm not old enough to remember 9/11, but I imagine it was about as big a disaster as this show. Don't quit the day job, lads. All the best. Lig my balls." So, yeah. It is, yeah. That's
Nice
not the sort of
upbeat
fan
fan.
mail we want.
No, at least none of us got threatened this time, so I guess it's a step up from last week.
Yeah, true. Have you noticed after you didn't apologise, has anyone been creeping around looking for you, Chris?
No, but I do hear some like weird creaks and stuff every once in a while. So
Maybe he's in your
knows?
loft, just watching you sleep
Maybe.
and waiting for the perfect moment.
maybe.
Saw
I
that in
sometimes
episode
hear
of Lisa.
a bit of like whispering when I try and get to sleep as well.
Oh God, yeah, that's definitely him
Oh,
by the sounds of
Jesus.
it. I'd move if I were you, mate. But yeah, that was fan mail this week. I haven't been insulted, luckily.
No, you got off lightly this week. We
Yeah.
just got insulted as a collective.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we do a pretty good job considering none of us have professional broadcast experience, and this is our sixth week, seventh week.
Was this show 7 now, is it? Yeah, show 7.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. Shows.
I don't know.
I think we're doing all right, especially considering the circumstances of not being able to be face to face.
Yeah, would make it a lot
No,
easier.
well, we're back in the studio from next week.
Yeah, exactly. So fuck you,
Once
Ligma.
once we get that interaction back, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah,
That was the most pathetic comeback it could have possibly come up for.
yeah. Ligma Bulls has definitely done us there.
No, so we've all. It sounds a bit arrogant, me leading myself into, but obviously we've started this back up again, and we've also taken it upon ourselves to do more. Chris, you've just brought a single out. Like quarter. If you want to promote that.
Yeah, so my new single came out today. The Dreamers Are Dead, inspired by film directors.
Oh, nice. I haven't listened to it yet, but I will do.
It's all about a film director who. No, I wrote it about a film director who doesn't know
I think
whether
it's
to sell
dates
out
because
and
you
start
come up on
making,
my
like,
release
shit
radar.
Marvel films, or whether to stick to making art films that only 10 people will watch.
A lifelong struggle. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
That's quite cool, to be fair. I like it. Kai, you've been working on scripts and stuff, so hopefully we can start
Yeah,
producing them.
yeah. Fingers crossed. Once we're all
Cold to the Touch Productions.
able to go out and about, I can start directing some of them.
You can be the next White Spike Lee, which would be cool.
Well, I mean, don't
Could
put
have
it
literally
like that.
put any like white director there.
Yeah, I mean, there are thousands to pick from, and you've gone for White Spike Lee.
I just thought it was relevant because we were talking about him earlier on.
I don't know, but yeah, I'd like to be as good
I
as
like
Spike
it.
Lee.
But no, so over the last couple of weeks, I mean, we've been doing recommendations for each other, which means that we can start getting into new things, stuff we probably wouldn't listen to like normal, like Weezer. Chris is recommending 70s Johnny Guy's gun film. So we've all been watching and listening to things, and one of the things over the last year that wasn't really a big thing for me is horror. It's just I don't know where the obsession's come out of, but it's just sort of come out of nowhere, and it's led me down this sort of deep hole to catch up with like over 20 years worth of missed out, because I never watched them when I was in school. People would have sleepovers and watch horror films. Like, I remember watching Hot Fuzz on a sleepover and feeling sick because it was gory. So it's nice to sort of have the opportunity where I'm just fascinated by it. And there's so many connections as well. Like, everyone seems to know everyone within the industry. Even for like the remakes and stuff, it seems to be, oh, they worked together on this film, or they did this. And I wanted to sort of talk about my experience with it and just waffle, basically have an outlet to waffle and make crap jokes about horror films that no one's probably gonna watch or watched. So we started making a website for it called Party's Over, which is one of the lines from I think it's Dead Meat. I should remember, not Dead Meat. It's for,
Oh, he's
I've
bottled
bottled
his
it.
own website now.
I know. I watched it so recently as well.
Is it the Garbage Day film?
No, it's Peter Jackson's first film, the horror film he did with the lawnmower.
Brain Dead.
Brain Dead, yeah, that's it. So it's the line from Brain Dead before he hacks people up with lawnmowers. Bottled it on the own thing, but once
You've bottled it.
once that's up and going, it'd be nice to sort of have an outlet to waffle about my own experience, post reviews, talk about recommendations. and sort of hopefully not grab people that aren't interested in the genre, because there's just no point. I'm not going to force other people or recommend things to people that don't like it, but hopefully it'll be a nice eye-opener. And once we post the link, if you click on it as well, we get sweet ad revenue slowly but surely, so we can be making bank, and then we can be building the Cult of the Touch brand up slowly but surely. But yeah, excited
Indeed.
to share it.
And you're listening to Cult of the Touch in the last link of our summer extravaganza show.
It's been good.
It has
The
been.
weather's not been ideal,
Yeah.
but it's been
Callum
good.
looks like he's just died.
Yeah, Callum's just given up. He's just on the video chat. He's just laid down.
I'm still
Can't
listening.
even see his
Yeah.
face.
I'm just
See his belly.
I'm stretching out. I don't know what it is with like hot weather. Just I can't sit down for too long because you get numb and you start feeling achy. So I just thought,
Yeah, I get sweaty back if I'm leaning up against something as well.
yeah, it's just like sweaty bum. It's
I guess
just the
at least
worst
he's
thing.
not playing Stardew Valley.
I wasn't playing
Yeah, at the start of the
Stardew
show, he was
Valley.
trying to play Stardew Valley.
No, I
during
wasn't.
the
I
show.
had to feed the cows quick, and I turned it off immediately after.
The weirdest thing you've ever said.
I was in. It was urgent because I keep forgetting. Even so, I thought I'd do it while I remember it. But yeah, all right. So,
Do the cows die then?
they get. I don't know. One's pissed off at the moment, and one keeps. Every time I click on it, it says it's feeling thin, and I feel guilty. I've got like an Ethiopian cow knocking around my farm, so I've started
Starving
feeding
your
them.
I've not played it in months. I feel like I'll just go on there and like my entire like house has been burnt down by the angry villagers because I've killed a cow.
My issue is, it's one of them things where you start playing it at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you look at the time and it's like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm like that with Animal Crossing.
I just gotta stop and reassess myself. But Carl, you've got recommendations?
Yeah, so next week's theme, I don't know where it's come from. I sort of pulled it out of thin air, but next week's theme's the Wild West.
Oh,
So the film I'm picking is McCabe and Mrs. Miller by Robert Altman.
Okay,
I've never
even
heard of that
film, but
obscure
it's
Serbian black and white film.
Oh, really?
No,
It's not Serbian, it's American. It's directed by
I know
Robert
Robert
Altman.
Altman.
Yeah.
I think
No,
I've
it's a
watched.
great film.
I think The Player's the only one of his films I've watched though.
Oh, it's a favourite of Martin Scorsese's, I believe, and Paul Thomas Anderson's. And then the album I'm recommending is a country album, which is a little bit outside my comfort zone, really. But I've recently got into this guy. He's called Towns Van Sant. The spelling of it's really weird, so I'll have to like send it to you, like link it to you. But the album's literally like a self-titled one, so it's just called Towns Van Sant.
It's strange.
It's got all my favourite songs.
You're
of
dead
his on
against
there.
country normally.
Yeah, I know, but this guy's like, I don't know. He's just really good. I like him a lot. So, yeah, those are my recommendations
I'm
for next
excited.
week.
There we
It's all kicking off somewhere.
Yeah, I muted my microphone because the dog just started barking.
It's alright because Chris, you're going to
fair.
play us out of our summer show.
Brian Wilson's dead.
No, he's not dead. Fucking hell. Every time.
Brian Wilson died 5 years ago from a heart attack.
No, he didn't.
He did.